This lesson's about adding, subtracting and multiplying polynomials. First we'll look at adding and subtracting, and when we're doing that we're just collecting like terms. So example 1, they've defined the first polynomial, p of x, is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4x plus 3, and the other polynomial, q of x, equals 5x squared plus x minus 2. And in part A they ask us to find p of x plus q of x. So they want us to add the two polynomials together. So we'll write that out. P of x is this, and then we add q of x, which is 5x squared plus x minus 2. And so now, just collecting like terms. There's only one x cubed term, so that'll stay as it is. There are two x squared terms, a 2x squared and a 5x squared. Plus them will make 7x squared. Now our x terms, we have negative 4x and positive 1x. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3x. And then our constant terms, positive 3 plus negative 2 makes positive 1. At this stage you look to see if you can simplify anything, but we can't, so it's completed. Part B is p of x minus q of x. So I'll start by writing p of x. So there's p of x, and now we're going to take away q of x, and I'm going to put q of x in brackets because that takeaway sign will apply to all of the terms within q of x. It will apply to the 5x squared, the x and the negative 2. Now, depends on how confident, you might jump straight into the subtraction, or you might choose to expand those brackets first. I'm going to do that now. If you're confident, you can go straight to the next step, but negative times 5x squared is negative 5x squared, and then negative 1 times positive x is negative x, and then negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. So now we can go ahead and collect like terms. There's only one x cubed term. X squared, we have positive 2x squared, negative 5x squared, so 2 minus 5 is negative 3. And then our x terms, negative 4 and negative x, negative 4 minus x is negative 5x. And then our constant terms, 3 plus 2 is 5. And we can't simplify any further, so we're finished part B. I just want to point out something with part B. It's a common mistake that happens all the time. P of x minus q of x, so I'll just write down P of x. So P of x, and then minus q of x. So a lot of students will just go ahead and do this. Minus 5x squared plus x minus 2. And then they've forgotten that that minus applies to all of q of x. They haven't put in these red brackets. And so what ends up happening is they forget that the minus sign applies to everything and treat this as a positive x and this as a negative 2. And so they get the wrong answer. So please don't do this. Be aware that when you're subtracting, that minus sign applies to all of the terms in the second polynomial, and you need to apply that minus sign to all of them. In example 2, we've got two different polynomials from the example 1. P of x is x squared plus 4x minus 5, and q of x is 3x cubed minus 6x squared minus 2. And we want to find 3 times p of x minus 2 times q of x. So we're multiplying the polynomial p of x by 3, and we're multiplying the polynomial q of x by negative 2. And so our next step is to expand the brackets. So the first bracket, 3 is multiplied by each of those terms. So 3x squared, 12x, and negative 15. And for the next set of brackets, negative 2 is multiplied by everything inside the brackets. So negative 2 times 3x cubed is negative 6x cubed, and then positive 12x squared, and then positive 4. And now collect like terms. We usually go in order from the largest polynomial first, so that'll be our x cubed term, negative 6x cubed. Then our x squared terms, we have a positive 3x squared and a positive 12x squared, gives us a 15x squared. Our linear terms, positive 12x is the only linear term there. And then our constant terms, negative 15 plus 4 is negative 11. Example 3. If p of x is equal to 2x cubed minus x squared plus 6, and q of x is equal to x squared minus 3x plus 4, find p of x times q of x. So we're multiplying these polynomials together. And so now we're going to expand those brackets. We've done very similar things in algebra before, but most of the time we've only had 2 terms in each bracket. Now we've got 3 terms in each bracket. So what we're going to do is the 2x cubed is multiplied by every term in the other bracket. And then the negative x squared is multiplied by every term in the other bracket. And then last of all, the 6 is multiplied by every term in the other bracket. If you like, you can write that out as its own step. You've got 2x cubed multiplied by every term in q of x, the second bracket. Then you've got negative x squared multiplied by everything in the bracket, the second bracket. And then you've got positive 6 multiplied by everything in the second bracket. I would say you don't have to write out that step if you don't want to. If you're happy just to think about this times this, plus this times this, plus this times this, and so on, then that's perfectly fine. Either way, so now we've got 2x cubed times everything there. 2x cubed times x squared is 2x to the power 5. And then 2x cubed times negative 3x is negative 6x to the power of 4. And 2x cubed times positive 4 is 8x cubed. Moving along to the negative x squared. Negative x squared times x squared is negative x to the power of 4. Remember, when we're multiplying, we're adding the powers. So negative x squared minus 3x, 2 negatives make a positive. Positive 3x to the power of 3. And then negative x squared times positive 4, negative 4x squared. The last set, 6 times each of these things here. So that's positive 6x squared minus 18x and positive 24. Now it's a matter of just collecting your like terms. There's only one x to the power of 5 term, so that stays as it is. There are 2 x to the power of 4 terms, so we need to combine those. 2 x cubed terms, 2 squared terms, 1 linear, 1 constant. And here's what you'll get as your final answer. 2x to the power of 5 minus 7x to the power of 4 plus 11x cubed plus 2x squared minus 18x plus 24. Last example. If you're feeling confident, you can press pause and try this one on your own. So expand 2x plus 5 all cubed. Remember, cubed means multiplied by itself 3 times. And the way that you do that is just do 2 brackets at a time. So start with the first 2 brackets, and you've done this many times before. Use the FOIL technique. The first terms multiplied by each other, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms. And then you can simplify. The third bracket, we haven't done anything with it yet, so it's just sitting there at the end waiting for its term. So the the first bracket we can simplify because those middle terms are like terms. We could have done this in one step if you had have remembered that we're working with, say, the two first brackets, they are identical. So in reality it's a perfect square rule, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. But either way, we've got to that step correctly, and now it's once more expanding. So take the 4x squared and multiply it by each term in the second bracket. Then take the 20x and multiply it by each term in the second bracket, and the same with the 25. So 4x squared times 2x is 8x cubed. 4x squared plus 5 is 20x squared. Now the 20x plus 2x is 40x squared. 20x plus 5 is 100x. 25 times 2x is 50x. And 25 times 5 is 125. And we have a little bit that we can simplify there. There's only one x cubed term, so it stays as it is. We can add those two x squared terms, 20 and 40. And we've got two x terms, linear terms, 150x, and then our constant. So there's our final answer. That's the end of this lesson, so good luck with the exercises and let your teacher know if you need any help. Hooroo!